Hey everybody, today's lesson is around being the practitioner. So what I want to talk about as a practitioner is someone who is taking action, right? The practitioner, you are the noun, right? Prosperity is the verb, right? That's the action. But we're really going to look at the word action, right? Because we are here, we are the practitioner. What is the action that we are actioning on? And when I think about action, this is the way that I explain it to people is what is action in a prosperity mindset? It is agency plus energy to actively approach. So I'm going to use my agency. That's my ability to move myself in any way that I want. I'm going to take some energy and then I'm going to actively, that means move. I'm going to approach with the intent to move something. So when I say I need you to take action on some of the things in your life, in prosperity, you have to take action. It's a practiced behavior. You are a practitioner. So it means that you have to have agency. I know I can move myself around in the world, and my choices and my thoughts and my ideas are my own. And then I'm going to push some energy into that. I'm going to put my energy forward, and I'm going to actively approach the things that are in my life. And that actively approaching things may be beliefs. It may be the way that you're doing things. It may be habits that you have. It can be a lot of things. But we're looking at action, and action is movement. It is labor. It is the steps. Sometimes action is a hurricane of stuff. And sometimes it's a tippy toe that we can take. It is the base and the posture of your character that you suddenly go, oh, here's myself, right? As a character, the agency I feel over myself, that I'm going to make this an act. I'm going to make an act in the world. So when you're thinking about action, I would think about your leadership. I would think about your voice. I would think about the things that you are ready to take action on. For those of you who are in your first year of prosperity mindset training, it is very different than those of you who have been with me for 10 years plus. That your breakthroughs will be different. The actions that you are available to take are very different because your agency will change. Every year that we hang out, you'll get smarter. Every year that you keep putting in effort, you will get results. And every year, that action energy of expansion, you sometimes have to be bigger to be able to see something that's bigger. That, again, I can't see the whole world from the first floor. I got to go to the top floor to see a much bigger view. And I can't see a bigger view from there unless I go to a bigger floor of maybe somewhere else, right? So you will be able to take action based on the things that you think you have agency over, the things that you can move around in, the amount of energy that you have. And sometimes the amount of energy you have is how safe you feel in your life. And then it's this action is really, right, actively approaching. It's I'm approaching for the purpose of making something move. And that might be, again, a hurricane of action, and it could be a tippy toe. But it is that you're going to stir it, that you're going to understand your motive and the motion that you're there. Some things you're going to punch in the face. Some things you're just going to try to use a little bit of life force in. And sometimes you're going to be bold. And the more you do them as a practitioner, the more muscle memory you'll have. And it's easier. It's easier to reach for a happy thought when you're used to reaching for happy thoughts. It's easy to be in trauma when you only reach for trauma. It's easy to play victim when you only know that role. So it's reaching for these other things. So when you're thinking about yourself as a practitioner, it means to practice. And it means to practice with action. And action is whatever agency that you have available to you, whatever energy you have available to you. And then it's whatever topic. And we're talking about prosperity. So that is the fragrant blossoms of every part of your life. That is the good fortune and the good intention of all of it. It's also the things that aren't working, that are stuck and feeling powerless, right? We're going to actively approach all of the negatives, all of the things that are good and bad, with our agency and our energy, and we're going to come to them from that prosperous mindset that we are looking to say, this is a buoyant, beautiful life that I have. And because it's buoyant and beautiful, I'm going to move whatever this concept is, or whatever this idea is, or whatever this belief system is, and I'm going to move it towards a place that I want it to go. And in order to do that, you have to have some time with yourself. And when they say, oh, know what you want, well, sometimes it's think about what you think is possible. Because from the students that I've had for more than 10 years, when we go back and I ask them, can you remember who you were just 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 7 years ago, 10 years ago? Each time they will say to you, I'm a completely different person now. And they're a different person because of action. And remember, not taking action is also an action. So all the things that you avoid are actions too. So nobody becomes an overnight success and nobody becomes an overnight failure. That it took thousands of little things that made someone successful, and it took thousands of little things that made someone dreadfully not successful. So when you are looking at this, I want you to take that idea about being a practitioner and just let some of these ideas ferment. That's why we made them into videos. You can watch them over and over again. You get to think about, what do I feel like I have agency over? What's the amount of energy that I have? If you're in trauma and you're tripping, you don't have a lot of energy. So sometimes the action I can take as a practitioner is just journaling, is being quiet by myself. And sometimes the action I can take is a hurricane of stuff, of like, wow, let's clean out the second floor. It can be anything. And that is where you get to go, look, I'm going to actively approach. I'm going to move forward in things with the purpose of taking action. And that is to, mobilize, to take a gamble, to animate something, that you're there to move it, to give it action. And you're going to keep practicing that because you're a practitioner. And you're going to keep practicing that from a prosperity mindset of I need this to expand in a way that's in value with me, that's with me all the time. I'm going to give it my life force and my leadership because I want my positive character to sit up straight, to be able to say, this is the posture of my narrative, and this is the way that I want it to go. So remember, be gentle with yourself, be generous. You are learning to be a practitioner, and so am I. So I'm going to make mistakes every day. Some of them I laugh at, and some of them I'm not so happy with, but we're going to make them. And that's also the fun of being a practitioner, is you get to make mistakes, and you only really make great mistakes by, again, using that active approach. I will move forward with this idea from a place that says, I'm going to actively approach. That's what I mean by action. Agency, energy, actively approaching, that's action. It's action, moves along. Thank you for spending time with me. Thank you for investing in your own life. I do appreciate it. I do love that you are doing the work. So again, I'm so happy. Bye.